Oh no! I have so much homework due tomorrow, and I don't have anything done! What am I gonna do?
So, I was competing for this guy with my friend, and I felt kind of bad, but not really, because I won.
So my passion is voiceover and voice acting. You can call it either or. It's getting to go into a booth either by yourself or with other people and bringing cartoons, video games, animation to life. It's pretty fun. So I've been doing voiceover professionally for about 2.5 years here, and I trained for about a year before. I did a 6-month program at School Creative, which was a film, TV, and voiceover intensive. I would also say that if you're new to voice acting, you should definitely do a bunch of student films when you can, or indie projects, because it's a really great experience. Class is great, but it doesn't really give you the same feeling as the professional industry does. First, you have to make a voice demo. And what that entails is you can either make it a story, or you can kind of just do your own sort of like little voice blips here and there, just showcasing what kind of stuff you can do. Like, can you do kind of like nasally voices? Can you do really young, toddler? If you're a girl, can you do little boy voices? Stuff like that. The next step in the process is getting a good agent who pushes for you. Like, when you're first starting out, you need somebody who's gonna tell casting that they need to see you, that you're like the next best thing. It takes a while. I think it took me about 1.5 years to book my first gig. So just patient, and it's a hard industry, so you have to be patient or else you can't make it. I usually record in a couple different recording studios around Vancouver. For dubbing, you usually are in a booth by yourself, and what you do in dubbing is you match the lip flaps of the character, and sometimes that can be pretty difficult. And with prelay, what you do is you just do whatever you want to do, and they'll animate the character to you. For auditions, I normally go to School Creative because they allow alumni to come in and record their auditions there, which is really great because they have a nice studio set up there. Sometimes, if you have very little time, you'll do it on your phone and you'll hope it sounds awesome. To prepare your voice, if you have an early audition or an early recording session, you always want to get up a bit early and just do a little bit of vocal warm-ups, have some tea. You don't record for longer than 4 hours just because it can strain your voice a lot, which is good in the voice community. They understand that your voice is a tool and you have to keep it sharp. So you just record your day and then you rest it the rest of the time. So when I get an audition, depends on like what the character is. So with voiceover, it could pretty much be anything. You can be a little boy, you can be a little girl, you can be a 25-year-old girl, you can be an animal, or like anything. So I'll start there. If I'm young, I'll kind of like, when I'm auditioning, I'll embody how young they are. I'll look up what like a 4-year-old will sound like, and usually a 4-year-old, they're not very literate, so you won't be as articulate. If you're an animal, I'll look up different, like how the animal will move, how they embody themselves, and then I'll kind of interpret that into the way they are, like if they're brute, if they're meek, different stuff like that. So then I'll read the script and I'll go through and I'll make what we call it in the acting world is parallels. So we'll look through like where our relationships are with other characters, and we'll make choices on if we like them, if we don't like them, how we feel about them, how we communicate with them, different stuff like that. And you just go through and you try to find different levels for your character. So this is where they might be angry, this is where they might be sad, you just try to bring life to them, because in a cartoon, it's all in your voice. There's no looks you can give, there's no small movements, it all has to be in the way you speak. You have to work so hard. There's so many good people out there. And like myself, I would think I'd be doing amazing, and then I go and I work with some people who've been around for years, and I am just in awe of how good they are, and that's how good I'll need to be. So always trying to learn new stuff, try to be better than yourself the day you were before. When I first started out, I thought it would be like little kids, because I'm pretty good at doing toddlers and young little girls or little boys. But then the more I've done in the voiceover world, and I've just expanded as a person. I kind of love doing the crazy like big characters, like, I don't know. Crazy, am I allowed to say badass on this thing? I want to be on a couple of different shows. My goal shows are Rick and Morty and BoJack Horseman. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but those are the two shows I'd love to appear on. And I'd love to probably be international. I don't want to be stuck in Vancouver. I want to be everywhere, get to do different kind of shows in different places, Europe, the US, all over. The voice community, I would say, in Vancouver is really, really strong, really supportive, and I'm lucky to be a part of it.
Oh, no. I have so much to do before the royal ball tonight. I have to get my gown, get my hair done, and my makeup. Oh no, what if the prince doesn't like me?
I got some special talents. I can eat an entire pizza to myself. Pretty epic.
Now, children,